Okay, so for this first notebook cover, you have to draw out any design you like, and once you have that design, you can just cover the inside of the design in tape. If you don't want to use tape, you can also just print out the general shape of your design and cut it out and then tape it onto the cover. Then just take any paint you have and start to cover the remaining area that's not covered by tape. I used a small paint spatula for this instead of using a brush just because I wanted to create a kind of marbled effect on the cover. Once you finish painting your cover, then start to peel off the tape very carefully. And then just let your paint dry. I was originally going to paint this uncovered area white, but I decided not to, just because I liked the way it ended up looking. So then I erased all of the pencil marks from there and I started to re-outline the areas on the side with a black marker. So for notebook number 2, you're going to be needing some hot glue and some glue sticks, some paints, and some paintbrushes. All you really have to do is take your hot glue gun and draw out any sort of design you want onto the cover of your notebook. I just kind of searched the internet for a little bit of inspiration and then I ended up just doodling all over it. So a little pro tip for you guys is if you ever just kind of make a random mess of hot glue on the cover of your notebook and you want to remove it, you can either use some sort of blade to kind of scrape it off right away, or you can just let it cool down for a bit and start picking at it with your fingers until it just comes off. And it won't really matter on the notebook because you'll be covering it in paint afterwards. So once you're finished with all of your hot glue designs on the cover and you decide to let them all dry completely, you can take your paints and just kind of douse the cover in paint and just start painting. I decided again to create a marbled effect on the cover, but you can do anything that you really like. So after I finished painting and decided to let my notebook dry, I made these small labels for each of my notebook, which is basically just made out of paper, paint, markers, labeling the subject. So this last notebook cover is very easy to make, it's very simple and can be really unique in a lot of ways. So I started off by mixing all of my different colors of paint, Once I had all of my paint colors, I just decided to use the paint spatula again to paint, and I did this because I like the way that it kind of swatched the colors over one another. I don't really know how to explain it, but if you want to use a paintbrush for this, you can. I just decided to use the spatula again. And once again, let all the paint dry completely, and then you're done. You can also do a very similar design on a piece of blank paper, and then you can just slip the piece of paper right into the front of a binder.